Hey guys, it's Nate coming at you, and as you can see, I'm ready for work today. I am constructing a studio in my basement that I'm really excited about, but I'm shooting this video specifically in response to a lot of feedback that I received from a post that I put just a few days ago on my Facebook fan page. And by the way, that fan page is facebook.com/workwithnate. And basically, I said in the post that, I totally agree with the thought that it's the little things, those little habits that we do day to day that really help us to arrive at the place of success. For instance, the daily habits that you would have to do to work your home business if you're in the home-based business industry like I am, or in any job that you're in to be successful, to do the right little daily activities in order to take you to success. And we don't have time to get into all of that right now, but the point that I made was that while I agree with that, there are some of you that it is time for you to take a bold action in your life. It's time for you to do something a little bit more radical, like my wife and I did just a few years ago. And the feedback that I received was, Nate, what did you do? What was it that you and Robin did when you made that decision to get a little more radical and to really make a bold move? What was your bold move? And so I wanted to shoot this video today to talk about that bold move. So here are kind of the bold moves that my wife and I took, and I'm going to get a little bit personal with you guys and just share with you a little bit more of sort of how we think and what we were going for in life. The first thing that we did with our bold move towards the success that we were seeking and the life that we envisioned, the very first bold move that we made was we decided. That's not a powerful word to some of you, and to some of you, that really shot through you when I said that. We decided. Some of you say, well, I decide stuff all the time. Well, if you didn't follow through, then you didn't decide. You see, for us, decide meant that there was no going back. It was a firm, concrete decision. We were making a choice to live a different life than what we were living, and that was that. We did not know how. The how was not really that important to us. What was important was the why. And so digging a little deeper into the why kind of takes me into the second thing that we did. We kind of created a list. We sat down and we made a list of what would life look like if we could make it look, kind of however we wanted to. And, here's some things that we decided. We decided that we did not want my wife to have to work. We decided that we didn't want me to have to work anymore. I had worked 4 jobs at the same time previously, and I didn't enjoy that lifestyle. I decided I never wanted to have another job as long as I lived. We decided that we did not want our kids involved in the educational system because we're not a real big fan of systems that impose control. And so we made the decision that we did not want our kids to be in any school system of any kind, and we wanted to be able to homeschool them one day. We put on that list that we wanted to have complete time freedom so that we could do anything that we wanted to do whenever we wanted to do it, that the only constraints that would be on our lives would be the ones that we would put on it based on the activities and the things that we wanted to do, and that we would be controlled by no one other than our God. And so that was another thing that we put on our list. We just began to kind of carve out what it would look like if we could have whatever life that we wanted. We envisioned a life that was, sorry, neighbor walking by. We envisioned a life that was carefree, that was fun, that was exciting, that was full of adventure, that would honor our God, that would honor our family, that would honor our health, that would help us to meet our primary value system and objectives in life. And so, first of all, we decided, and second of all, we began to write that list of what that would look like. And then, number 3, we began to take action. The first thing that I did was I decided to start back in the home-based business industry. I had been out for a couple of years and decided that we would start a home business. I think that it's the absolute number 1 return on investment that you can get for your money, other than investing in yourself and your own knowledge and education. And if you will invest in your own knowledge and education about money, you will find that many Many gurus in the personal development space will tell you if they were down to their last $1,000 and they had to make an investment to start all over again from scratch because they lost everything, what would they do? And many of them will tell you that they would start a home business because for a few $100 you've got limitless return as long as you're willing to improve your skill set. And so that's what I did. I started a home business and I took a massive action. I began talking to every single person that I could think of. People that I knew well, people that I didn't know. Total strangers, people that were so warm in my warm market that had seen me do so many other home-based businesses. They told me to stick it in my ear. They weren't going on another ride. I talked to everybody, you guys, with no fear because I didn't have time for fear. That's basically what it came down to. It's not that I didn't have the potential to be afraid. It's that I just didn't have time for fear because I had a mission. Remember, the how wasn't as important as the why, and we just decided that we have a big why. So a lot of people were just asking me, based on that statement on the fan page, Nate, what was that bold move? And I think that the boldest move of everything that I've talked about so far comes down to that one word, decide. Most of you just haven't really decided yet that this is something that you're just gonna do. You haven't decided that you're really gonna take the reins of your life back and you be in control rather than being controlled. Many of you just haven't come to that place to where it's a 1,000% all in, no matter what it takes. I'm gonna get the job done. And until you've come to that point of deciding, I'm not sure that the life that you dream of is ever gonna happen for you. I think that what a lot of people do is they live with a poverty mentality. Because they take a placebo of hope. And it's really sad to me when I see that happen, when I see people who are living in a poverty mentality and don't even really realize it. If you want life to change, it doesn't have a remote control. You guys have heard the quote before. I've posted it before. Life doesn't have a remote. Get up and change it yourself. And some of you guys have got to determine if you really want that change. And you've got to decide if you really want that change, because if you decide, then the actions that you will take will follow. So the boldest move that we ever made was that we absolutely decided we did not like life the way that it was. We did not like the time constraints on our schedules based on the working patterns of the past. We did not like the fact that the educational system took our kids away from us, 8, 9, for some of you guys, 10 hours a day if you're doing before and after school. We just decided we didn't like that anymore. And because we did not like the lifestyle of a scattered family, scattered time, not getting the time together, always having to tell our kids we can't afford it, we wanted to be able to have time together. We wanted to be able to say, if we didn't purchase something, it's because we chose not to, because we were making a choice to do something else with our money, but it wasn't because we didn't have the money. And so it's been a whole new life, you guys. It's a completely different way of thinking. It's a completely different way of existing. We invite you guys to try it for yourself. Those of you that are bold and daring and you're looking for something fresh and something new and something radical, if you're looking to, step out of a life that is being controlled, perhaps by other systems, maybe your job is controlling your future and your destiny. Maybe the educational system is. Maybe you're overly involved in some things that are not getting you to where you want to go in life. And if that's the case, guys, I would say pull the plug on them. Find a way to pull the plug. Don't just go in and quit today and yank your kids out of school and quit everything that you're a part of. But find a way, find a master plan and a blueprint. That's what we did. And we began to detach from all the different encumbrances in our lives just a little bit at a time. So that's kind of raw and unedited, and it's not really in your face, but it's just kind of an honest reflection. It's not an edited, chopped out, let's correct the mistakes and reshoot the video 100 times. That's just me letting you know kind of what it was that we did and where our minds were and really where our hearts were. I would even say where our spirits were when we made that decision to change, when we made that decision to go in a completely different direction, to start to move towards success. We decided, we wrote out a description of what that would look like if we made the change, and then we began taking action steps towards that change. Now, some of you are thinking, Nate, that's a little bit vague. That's not as maybe that's not as specific as you wanted me to be. All I know is this: that's my journey, and that's about as specific as I can be, you guys, because you've got a journey of your own to take. You've got some decisions to make. You've got to You've got to figure out if this is the time for you to decide to change everything in your life. What are you willing to lay down? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up television? Are you willing to give up, maybe internet at home? Are you willing to give up, 5 choices of breakfast cereal in your cupboard? Because that's what we did. I mean, we began to give things up. We began to let things go in our lives, the little things that would put an extra 20 or 30 or 50 or 80 or $100 a month into our budgets. We drove old cars that were broke down and beat up. We lived simple, very lean, so that we could become debt-free and get on the road to where we wanted to go. How many of you want that? Are you at that place where you're ready to make that kind of a decision and that kind of a life commitment? If your family matters to you, if you matter to yourself, if your life has value and you want to live a richer, fuller life than you've ever known before, then I would encourage you to join us. Make that bold, fresh move and decide.